person was reciting what he was given by Jesus to recite, that phrase, that chanting or the remembrance, because it was from God, when he recited it, he benefited from it.
But God's beyond language.
Oh yes.
As I understand God.
जिस तरह अब अंजील है या कुरान है, वो जो वहाँ से आई हुई है ना, वो पढ़ेंगे तो फैज है ना, उसका तर्जुमा करके आप पढ़ेंगे तो उसमें वो फैज नहीं है ना.
So now we have the Old Testament, the New Testament, the Holy Quran. The actual scripture that was revealed by God. If we recite that as a form of prayer, then we will benefit from that. But if we translate that, recite the translation, we won't benefit from that in the same way.
I can't accept that. Sorry.
ये मेरे लिए थोड़ा दुश्वार है ये समझना चाहता हूँ.
वो इस वजह से
क्योंकि इन्होंने ये भी जुमला कहा था बीच में कि उनकी समझ के मुताबिक अल्लाह जो है वो किसी जबान से निकाला था, उसकी कोई जबान शायद ना हो.
मैं पहले बताता हूँ, चलो पहले ये जुमला बताता हूँ. वो जो कुरान है ना, वो अल्लाह की तरफ से है, या बाइबल है वो अल्लाह की तरफ से है ना. वो जो अल्लाह की तरफ से है ना, उसमें तासीर है ना, जो हमने तर्जुमा किया उसमें तासीर नहीं है ना.
Now, if we take the Old Testament or the Quran or any of the scriptures, what has been the Bible, what has been revealed by God, that actually contains the esoteric, mystical, or qualities within it which are attributed by God. What we have translated of that text, we have done that ourselves as human beings. That doesn't contain or possess the same qualities as does the original script which is revealed by God.
उनके अल्फाज जो ना वो पढ़ने से नूर बनता है ना, तो जो हमने तर्जुमा किया ना उससे नूर नहीं बनता ना.
By the recital, the continuous recital of the original which is set by God, that actually creates light by its recital. The translation that we have done of any scripture, it does not produce the same light by its continuous recital.
Where is that?
पूछने के वो original जो है वो कहाँ है, उसको कैसे हासिल कर सकते हैं?
वो किताबों में तौरात, ज़बूर, अंजील, कुरान.
The original are in the books. The Torah, the Psalms of David, the Old Testament, the New Testament, the Holy Quran.
So in the Hebrew is in Hebrew, the Quran is in Arabic, but in the case of the New Testament, we're talking Greek.
So इसका ये मतलब है पूछ रहे हैं, कुरान अरबी में है और फिर जो बाइबल और ओल्ड टेस्टमेंट है वो हिब्रू और ग्रीक लैंग्वेज के अंदर है. इसका ये मतलब है कि वो ओरिजिनल लैंग्वेज है.
हाँ वो
Yes, the original language.
वो लैंग्वेज वो इब्रानी है, इब्रानी में, तौरात इब्रानी में, फिर अंजील लातीनी में, कुरान अरबी में, उसमें जो आया ना वो ओरिजिनल है ना.
The original was in the case of the Old Testament and Bible and the Quran was the Quranic Latin and the Quran, the Arabic language. Meaning the original language in which they were revealed.
इन वो जो है ना वो असल है ना, बाकी हमने जो लिखा है तर्जुमा वो नकल है.
Because what was revealed by God originally, that is the original scripture. And what we have translated is the copy of that original.
Okay, what that means then is we do not have access to that for the Hebrew scriptures or for the Christian scriptures. They just simply, we don't have it.
अगर करेंगे इसका ये मतलब है कि हमारे पास जो हिब्रू है और जो ईसाइयों की जो इंजील है, बाइबल, ओरिजिनल हमारे पास नहीं है.
तो इनके मतलब है इनको फिर मालूमात हो सकती है ना, लेकिन वो जो फैज है वो नहीं हो सकता. वो तो लफ्ज जब टकराते हैं ना आपस में पढ़ते हैं उससे फैज होता है.
That means that we have information and knowledge regarding the original, but we cannot fully be beneficial. We cannot fully receive the benevolence from the original scripture because we don't have the original. And by chanting or reciting those prayers, what light would have emanated from their rubbing with each other, so to speak, does not actually emerge from the translation or from the information about the originals.
I understand that as central to Muslim teaching. I understand that's true.
पर ये कहने ये समझे कि इस्लामी तालीमात का ये जो है ना ये रूह है, ये अखज़ उसका
क्या
उसका मगज़ है कि जो आपने फरमाया कि असल हो और नकल में बड़ा फर्क है. ये इस्लामी तालीमात है और ये इस्लामी तालीमात का मगज़ है. गुफ्तगू की जो बुनियाद है वो इस्लामी है. इस्लाम ऐसा समझता है.
नहीं, मेरे ख्याल में इस्लाम के अलावा भी लोग समझते हैं. बहुत से लोगों से बात होती है वो समझते हैं.
That is not necessarily the case that it's the central pivotal point of the Islamic teaching, because there are other religious people, other religions that do accept this and understand this point. And because because we have dialogue with other people, not necessarily Muslims. They understand this point between the recital of the originals and what esoteric, mystical, theoretical or practical value those original words contain, and the continuous recital, and the continuous recital of the translation or the explanation of the original does not contain the same weight, the same divine value, if you like.
इतना तो हर आदमी समझता है ना कि ये अल्लाह की तरफ से और ये बंदे की तरफ से, इतना तो समझता है ना.
At least every person understands it to this point. That, for example, this thing was said by God, and then this, what we have, is an explanation of that, written by human beings, or translation, or elaboration of it.
तो फिर तरजीह किसको दिया जाएगा, जो बंदे ने लिख के भेजा है या अल्लाह की तरफ से है?
So what importance will be attached, or which will be the importance of the two? That which has been sent by God in its original form, or that which has been translated by people, or given as an explanation or elaboration?
So how does everybody access them, what was originally said by God?
तो फिर ये पूछ नहीं सका कि फिर आम आदमी ये कैसे ओरिजिनल तक पहुंच सकता है? ओरिजिनल जो अल्लाह ताला ने जो किताबें भेजी थी, जो ओरिजिनल जिसके पास ना हो उनका कैसे पहुंच सकता है अगर ना मिले?
ये बात जरा मशकूक हो गई है ना. ये लफ्ज़ अल्लाह अल्लाह इसी से वो ख्याल हासिल करे जो उन किताबों से होता है.
In their absence, there is confusion indeed, but what can be done as a starting point is to take the name Allah, to start with that, and you will receive from within that the benevolence that you would have received in composite form, in concentrated form from what you would receive from scriptures.
So, Allah, Allah, सब किताबों के ऊपर भारी है.
Because the name of God